to your community. This is Chris 6 News in your neighborhood.
Hey there, good Wednesday evening to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. We had a lovely sunset here across coastal Bend. Finally, cooler coming down from record heat and with anticipation of rainfall. I'll tell you what's next in the forecast as we move into your Thursday.
City Hall turned courtroom. Hey everyone, I'm Drew Bishop, and I'll give you the latest from day one of the removal hearing from Mayor Paulette Guajardo.
Thank you for joining us on Chris 6 News. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. Here's a look at what we have been following across the coastal bend.
Hey everyone, I'm Drew Bishop, and Corpus Christi City Hall has been turned into a courtroom. Here's what you need to know from day one of the removal hearing of the mayor of Corpus Christi.
Attorney Doug Allison, who represents the petitioners, said it bluntly in his opening statement.
And that process requires time, and again, it's tough because it's cumbersome.
Cumbersome describes day one of the mayor removal hearing. Before any witnesses, evidence, or opening statements were given, Allison and Guajardo's attorney, John Flood, argued for over an hour about what pieces of evidence would be allowed in the hearing. Once a consensus was reached, opening statements were fielded from both sides. Allison detailed what the petitioners are accusing the mayor of.
We'll talk about whether or not the mayor is guilty of misconduct, malfeasance, incompetence, inability, or willful neglect of her performance of official duties.
The petitioners allege that the mayor was aware that a group of hotel developers altered a document leading to $2 million in incentives being awarded to the hotel project. Flood addressed the issue in his opening remarks, saying Guajardo liked the project because of the economic impact it would have on the city.
Some sort of desire for my client to do something other than just see this project happen, because that's what she wanted. She liked the project. It was not about the people involved.
After opening statements, which included remarks from Mayor Guajardo herself.
The office of the mayor belongs to the people. It does not belong to politics.
The trial began with Doug Allison presenting portions of taped depositions from last year. Each portion took up a big chunk of the afternoon, which brings us back to...
It's cumbersome.
The hearing is scheduled to last 2 days, July 21st and 22nd. But if day one is any indicator of the pace of the trial, both sides will need more than a couple days to lay out their case. The hearing will resume on Thursday at 9 a.m. Reporting for Chris 6 News, I'm Drew Bishop.
Axe H2O, the company that submitted a business proposal to the city for a privately funded desalination plant, is no longer pursuing that project. As we reported on June 1st, Axe H2O submitted a proposal to build a desal facility that would produce up to 150 million gallons of desalinated water per day. Axe H2O planned to use the Barney Davis power plant as a site for the desal facility. There's where problems began for Axe H2O. That property is owned by CPS Energy. Just over a week after Axe H2O made its proposal, City Manager Peter Zanoni said CPS Energy wanted to negotiate exclusively with the city. In a statement obtained by Chris 6 News, the company says the emergency condition that compelled their action no longer exists. The statement goes on to say that following extensive technical research, community engagement, and evaluation of the current marketplace landscape, they have made the decision to discontinue its pursuit of this project. They add that conditions necessary for their business model do not exist in the current Corpus Christi environment. Now, late this afternoon, the city sent a statement saying the city extends its sincere appreciation to Axe H2O for their time and collaboration throughout their discussions on water supply solutions. The city thanks Axe H2O for their efforts and wishes them continued success.
Hey there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. Let's talk about river flooding. I promised you an estimate for how much water could be moving into Choke Canyon, and I have a preliminary estimate. Before we get to it, let's talk about the latest river situation, focusing on the Frio River at Tilden, where meteorologist Chris Malave gave us a view of what was going on there. And yeah, just a little extra rise in the river has significantly improved our chances of seeing a big bump at Choke Canyon. So where a couple days ago we thought the river would crest around 27 feet, now expected to crest close to 30 feet. That adds a huge increase with just a couple of feet to the water moving down the river. So my preliminary estimate for what we can expect at Choke Canyon Reservoir. As of today, adding about 225,000 acre-feet or 34% to Choke Canyon alone, that could increase our combined capacity by 21%.
I'm Chris 6 meteorologist Chris Malave here. I'm just off Highway 16 here in Tilden, where the Frio River continues to rise. Here in Tilden, neighbors have been working hard all day in near record heat, preparing for near record flooding along the Frio River. TxDOT is helping out with traffic control along Highway 16 as water covers many of the roadways here in McMullen County. More than 150 agencies from around the country have come to the small corner of the coastal bend to help out. To better understand the scope of the situation, I spoke to McMullen County's Emergency Management Coordinator, Michael Padilla, and here's what he had to say.
Right now we are sitting at 29.87 feet. They're predicted the peak to be at about 30 feet, maybe just slightly over, which is going to put us exactly at the record we have of 30.1 in 2002.
Here's the forecast as of Wednesday evening. The river is expected to crest after midnight. Max's Cafe is one of the most iconic destinations here in Tilden. I tried speaking to some neighbors about how they're holding up with all this heat and of course all of the water out there. You can kind of see right back there, they're beginning to spill some of that water back out, and they're using quite a bit of sandbags to try to do everything they can to protect their business. Because of all that water though, I wasn't actually able to make it over there. In the past, when the river reaches 29.8 feet, this cafe has had 3 to 4 feet of water inside. That's why neighbors have been adding sandbags to keep the Frio out. Even with all of this floodwater, we still really need it in our watershed.
We'll be thankful for the rain because we are definitely in a high drought. And you know, the streets are flooded, but there are a lot of pastures and farmers and ranchers in this community that could definitely be blessed with some more rain. That's what we know right now about the Frio River. Reporting in Tilden, this is Chris 6 meteorologist Chris Malave.
I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jacob Daniels, and it's one of the hottest days of the year, and we might even see some broken records. And while most people are checking the thermostat for the air temperature, there's a hidden danger right under our feet. So I took this heat gun out to see just how dangerous it really is.
In this kind of oppressive Texas heat, your skin can start burning in seconds on surfaces over 120 degrees. But what surfaces actually reach 120 degrees? Well, I took out my trusty thermal gun and started at the waterline. It reads 83 degrees there, but as I walked toward the seawall, that number jumped to a balmy 122 degrees. Yes, it's that hot right here on our local beaches.
You know the sand could get hot enough to burn skin?
No, never really thought of it, to be honest with you.
Not everyone was surprised by these dangerous temperatures. Local resident Ken Adams says he's been dealing with hot surfaces all summer.
Just asphalt on the street gets that hot as well, and that's why we try to keep her off of it, except, you know, late in the evening or early in the morning before it heats up.
I also went and tested some other hot surfaces like the parking lot, which measured 110 degrees, and it's because of temperatures on asphalt like that. Adams tells me he walks his dog at different times to avoid those temps.
We walk early in the morning and late in the evening and not in the middle of the day, and we try to keep her in the shade as much as possible when we do walk.
I started testing the sand with visitors who had no idea what they were walking on.
116 already.
Oh, wow.
While Shane was surprised by the temperature, he had already had a useful game plan to defend against this hot sand.
So we try to keep our flip-flops on. You know, I know sometimes when you can dig in the sand, kind of get underneath that hot surface, and that kind of helps. We'll try to keep as cool and wet as possible.
I would suggest you have a plan too, until this extreme heat lets up a bit, maybe in the fall.
The bottom line is the sand is hotter than it looks. So get your sandals, take some shade breaks, and make sure to keep an eye on your kids' feet. Reporting on the island, I'm Jacob Daniels, Chris 6 News.
When temperatures soar, it's not just people feeling the heat. That's why a Chris 6 viewer reached out to me, hoping to bring attention to animals that don't have a place to escape the hot weather. Melissa sent me this message on Facebook, hoping to share some simple ways to help stray and abandoned animals stay safe this summer. The ASPCA says one of the best things you can do is leave fresh, cool water. Use ceramic or stainless steel bowls because they don't heat up as quickly. You can also add a few ice cubes to help keep the water cool. Just be sure to refill and clean the bowl every day to help prevent mosquitoes from breeding. If you'd like to leave out food, try doing it earlier in the morning or later in the evening. That helps keep the food from spoiling in the heat and reduces the chance of attracting insects. It's also a good idea to keep a small animal emergency kit in your car. Pack bottled water, a collapsible bowl, pet food or treats, a slip leash, and a cool towel. Those items can help if you come across an animal showing signs of heat stress. Experts also recommend avoiding human food. Processed or salty foods can make dehydration worse or may cause serious health problems for stray animals and wildlife. And although we use fruit to help cool us down, it's not a good idea to give fruit to animals. And if you're able, consider setting up a simple DIY shelter or providing a shaded area where animals can get out of the sun. And finally, if you see an animal in distress, don't ignore it. Contact Animal Services or an emergency vet clinic for help.
Here's a look at the top headlines in the area. An arrest has been made in a fatal stabbing that happened last Thursday. 34-year-old Jerry Lee Alvarez was arrested for murder yesterday. He's accused of fatally stabbing 56-year-old Jose Davila. This happened on 18th Street. Police say Alvarez and Davila knew each other. Bond for Alvarez is set at $1 million. Have you seen this man? 45-year-old Steven Ramos has been missing since May, and police need your help finding him. Ramos was last seen wearing a baby blue colored shirt and blue jeans. Police say the photo provided is 10 years old, so his appearance may have changed. If you know where he is, please call 911 or the police department. And part of Interstate 37 will be shut down tonight because of ongoing work on the new Harbor Bridge project. Beginning at 9 this evening, the northbound lane of I-37 between North Mesquite and Staples will be closed to all traffic. That part of I-37 is expected to reopen to traffic at 6 a.m. Thursday. The shutdown is needed so work crews can switch traffic onto new traffic lanes and open northbound 37 to continue towards Cal Allen. Drivers coming from the downtown area or the Bayfront should be on the lookout for detour signs.
Hey everyone, I'm Reagan Garvin. I'm here at Toloso Midway High School. Operation SOS is a go. Coming up, I'll have the details.
Watching Chris 6, a part of the Scripps News Group.
Hey everybody, I'm Reagan Garvin and I'm here at Toloso Midway High School where the school year has already begun, but students are still in need of school supplies. Each year, Chris 6 partners with United Way Coastal Bend so that we can supply our students across the Coastal Bend with school supplies as they get ready for the beginning of the school year. Today, I am here with Stephanie. Stephanie, can you tell me a little bit about the importance of Operation SOS?
So we love this program at United Way and we're so pleased that you partner with us, because it helps bring attention to the fact that we want all our kids to be prepared. We want to help as many kids as we possibly can. This year we're helping more than 22,000 students. We've raised more than $90,000, and that's in 43 public school districts across the Coastal Bend. We're thrilled that we're able to help that many.
Absolutely, and you touched on it, but can we just talk about the magnitude of what this has become? What this has become? Can you tell me a little bit about what that has looked like?
So we were talking to everybody behind us earlier and how kids just really want to be prepared. You know, they want their own folders, their pens, their pencils, they want to have everything sorted. But some kids just struggle, their parents are struggling, and so when they show up for school, we want them to be on even playing field with kids. So we're hoping that we can help as many as we can. Certainly your viewers can help out year round, and we're just hoping everybody gets off to a good start.
Absolutely, and you touched on an even playing ground. Can you tell me a little bit more about what that would look like for a student?
Everyone being prepared, everybody showing up with what they need. The needs, while there are 55,000 students who need help in the Coastal Bend, we certainly want to help as many as we can. And by doing that with the basic supplies, that helps them get off to a right start.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Like she said, this goes on year-round, so if you want to donate, you can text SOS to 91999. Again, that's SOS to 91999, or you can go to uwcb.org and donate there. Now I'm going to toss it to the Toloso Midway High School cheerleaders.
Warriors, let's go! G-O! Warriors, let's go! Last time! G-O! Warriors! Let's go!
Let's go,
SpaceX SpaceX is looking to expand its footprint in Texas with a massive new project. The company is planning to build at least one large-scale data center in the state. Reports say SpaceX has already explored several potential sites. They are considering building new facilities from scratch or upgrading an existing warehouse. The new data center would massively increase the company's artificial intelligence computing power. SpaceX has already sent some staff to Texas to prepare for the expansion.
Hey there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. Did it feel hot today? I bet you it did. I don't think anybody's going to say no because we hit the hottest temperature in all of 2026 yet. Corpus Christi International Airport coming in with an actual air temperature reading of 102, smashing the record that we hit back in 2012, but dates back to 1980 and is well above our normal expectation for this time of the year. 94 degrees is usually what we do for a day like today, and we went to 102. A big difference from what we saw this morning with some of the fog out there, right? Will the fog return overnight? Well, that depends on what Bertha wants to do. We're really at an inflection point in the forecast. This storm has been very wonky with a lot of the trouble pushed off into the Gulf away from the center, which has been riding right along the northern Gulf Coast. So will this blob of rain make it to the coastal bend? A very interesting question. The same high pressure that cooked our temperatures up to record levels is keeping Bertha at bay, shearing these storms to the south, and we'll be fighting these storms as they make their way toward us heading into Thursday and eventually Friday. So let me show you not one but two models. This is the one that says we may have some fog tomorrow morning and a lot of rainfall Thursday night. Check it out. As we head into your Thursday, maybe some fog. We're warming up pretty hot as we go into the middle of the day, but by the evening time frame, we start to see some rain move through in a big way. 7 p.m. Thursday looks incredibly wet for the coastal bend as that main area of rainfall activity moves onshore. I've been skeptical of this model, but it is a possibility, so I want to show it to you. Let me show you one that I think does a better job of what we could realistically expect, but may even be underdoing it a little bit. We'll start the clock at 6 p.m. on Thursday, a few showers in the area, and this speckled, heavy tropical downpours moving across the coastal bend that will clear out as we head into early Friday morning. We will have to watch this hour by hour as we head on into your Thursday, but as we go through the day, here's a look at the type of rainfall you can expect to accumulate in your neighborhood.
I'm Jada Strayer, and coming up, the toy drive that's benefiting kids in the coastal bend and honoring a young lady whose legacy is living on through giving back. Kaylee's light is shining through at Driscoll Children's Hospital. I'm Jada Strayer, and Wednesday afternoon, the Culva House family delivered over 3,600 toys in honor of their daughter, Kaylee. Just a few weeks ago, I met Sherry and Bo Culva House as they set out to collect 2,000 toys in honor of their daughter, Kaylee. Today, they did far more than that. They surpassed that goal. In fact, they came close to almost double it, delivering all of those toys to Driscoll Children's Hospital.
Our goal this year was 2,000, and we surpassed the 2,000 mark, and we have 3,637 toys. And so we're just in awe. We're overwhelmed with all the generosity and the kindness within our community and everyone that's sharing Kaylee's light.
Kaylee passed away in March of 2024. She was born with a rare genetic disorder. Her love for toys inspired her family to create Kaylee's Light Foundation. Its mission, to share Kaylee's same joy with other children. Now in its third year, the annual toy drive is held around Kaylee's birthday, turning a day of remembrance into a day of giving back. This year, cheerleaders from Veterans Memorial and Lexington High School joined the volunteers to help unload the U-Haul, unloading thousands of toys one box at a time.
When we have a donation like this, it's like Christmas in July. Every shelf as full as it can be, and that's what it's like after we get the donations from Kaylee's Light.
The donation also comes at a critical time. During the summer months, Driscoll Children's Hospital's toy room shelves are typically at their lowest, making this delivery even more meaningful.
They don't remember the tonsillitis, they don't remember the cold, they don't remember what they were here for, but they remember the toy.
For the Culver House family, that's exactly why they continue this mission each year. They hope every toy given to a child carries with it the same love and joy Kaylee found in something so simple.
It means everything to us because that's what she is. She is love and light. And our hope is that, the kids that actually receive the toy, that they feel that love and light and that joy that she feels. So we're just blessed that we're able to continue that on to children that need it the most.
Kaylee's family is keeping her legacy alive through giving back. All of the toys delivered will help bring smiles to kids and teens as they undergo medical treatment. And happy 18th birthday to Kaylee Culverhouse. Reporting from Driscoll, I'm Jada Strayer, Chris 6 News.
A North Beach restaurant family is mourning the loss of a woman they called Pure Sunshine. Andrea Hall Aston passed away recently. She was the longtime boss and mentor at Pier 99. Employees say she treated her team like family. They say she had a vibrant spirit and a selfless heart.
She didn't just walk into a room, she warmed it, lifted the people in it, and left everyone feeling valued. Her generosity and light will stay with all of us forever. She is truly missed.
Employees are asking the community to keep Hall Aston's family in their prayers. They say they will take things one day at a time as they navigate this loss.
All right, one more check on the forecast ahead. Is it going to rain or not? Well, let's take a look at the official forecast from the Weather Prediction Center. This is in partnership with the National Hurricane Center and our local National Weather Service, cooking up the expectation for rainfall heading into the next 72 hours. So most of this would happen Thursday night into very early Friday morning. The bullseye of rainfall would be right along the northern coast of Baffin Bay and out toward the island in this red area. 2 to 3 inches possible here. Most other folks who see decent downpours, an inch, maybe 2. And if you are more north, you're going to see less of this rainfall. But again, this is a very hit or miss forecast. We're either going to see boatloads of rain in a short period of time, with a lot of it focused to our southern neighborhoods, not near our reservoirs, or just a couple of tropical downpours. Either way, it's good to be prepared. We'll keep you up to date hour by hour. This all depends on how Bertha wants to evolve over the next couple of hours.
And that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great one.